Class management is something that all teachers struggle with or have struggled with. One thing that has become clear to me in the past few years is that experience is key. Next to that, it's really useful to have some help. I asked 10 fellow teachers at my secondary school for their best class management tip and was surprised at how diverse and helpful their responses were. Hopefully, it can be of some help for you too. An economics teacher with 8 years of experience said that you need to be very clear and strict about your personal rules in your classroom from the start and need to properly enforce those rules as well, at least until you've built a relationship with your class. Then, a little bit later on in the school year, you can loosen the reins. A chemistry teacher with 23 years of experience told me that class management is all about your relationship with your students. That's what you need to focus on at the start of a school year. An English teacher with 14 years of experience explained how he learned that it is effective to be vulnerable in front of a class, to show students who you actually are and how you see things, rather than performing some kind of show for them. This is something that comes with experience and a decent amount of self-confidence. A French teacher with 7 years of experience spoke about how if you establish structure and clarity at the start of a school year, there is no need to be super strict. And also that teachers have to be consistent in the sense that when you say you're going to do something, you actually need to do it. Another tip is to try to come to agreements with your class, rather than to tell the students about your rules. The goal of this approach is to create a sense of we're in this together. A German teacher with 23 years of experience tries to ensure that his students listen to him. He avoids involving other people in his class management. Next to that, you should always listen to a student's side of the story. They need to feel heard, and so it's always a good idea to start a conversation with individual students. This might take up a lot of your time, but it will help you so much later on. It's always a good idea to be genuinely interested in how your student is doing. A Dutch teacher with 6 years of experience said that you need to keep your words and actions consistent. Establish a few basic rules, since they can't remember them all if you have too many, and act accordingly. A biology teacher with 9 years of experience explained how ideally you should aim to create a sense of goodwill in your class, which can be done by maintaining a relationship with your students. You need to try and make students aware of your viewpoint and why you say and do the things that you say and do. One-on-one conversations are thereby extremely useful. These will also allow students the opportunity to respond to your decisions and to open up a conversation. Next to that, every student deserves a fresh start at the start of a new lesson. A history teacher with 15 years of experience told me how if you can establish order and your rules within the first few weeks of a school year, you'll reap the rewards for the rest of the year. This will cost you a lot of energy at the start though. A mathematics teacher with 35 years of experience always tries to be strict, but also just. You shouldn't aim to be a popular teacher, you just need to try and be as righteous as you can be. An English teacher with 15 years of experience learned from mistakes in the past in which she was too strict, which will turn your students against you. You can make life really hard on yourself if you try to establish a super strict class management in your classroom. Instead, focus on a couple of basics, and whenever you do undertake action, try to remain as friendly as possible. This video is number 2 of a 3-part series that I created, especially for beginner teachers. Feel free to check out the other 2 videos on my channel, Illustrated and Explained.